All right, guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Shanghai, Korea, Taiwan qualifiers, as we now have our next series right on the way for you. It's going to be San versus Savage. We have San spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner as our blue Protoss, and then we have Savage going to be spawning up in the top right as our red Zerg. So, these guys took us by surprise, and we are now here in this series. I'm curious as to whether or not this is game 1 or game 2.
This is game 2. We're just kind of finding out what the score was because, as you saw, even on the camera, I wasn't even here. So just the next thing I know is like, oh, you're in a game.
Hi. It's been actually, you know, the games have been extremely rapid in terms of getting into them. So admin's doing a very, very good job this time around.
The only thing the admin hasn't done is told us the score.
That's yes.
And he doesn't know the score.
What?
All we know is this is game 2. I haven't been told what the score is. I can't check the player's match history because they delete it or they don't have it visible.
Well,
I don't know the score.
Here's how we determine. We see who wins, and if they play another one, then...
That's the only way. That's the only way.
Yep. All right, so we'll see. Savage even, he's going to go for a hatchery. But Savage, it was in WCS, right? That he played some really cool games. I think in the round of 32. I can't quite recall them entirely. But he played some really cool games. Back me up, quick.
Sorry, I was talking to the admin. What did you say?
Savage, he played some cool games in the round of 32 in WCS. And I can't remember who they were against, but I just remember thinking, hey, that Savage guy, he's really cool.
Yeah, Savage has got really fun builds, actually.
Yeah.
In WCS, he played in the same group as Innovation and Byong, and Flying in the round of 32. Did fall down to Challenger League, though. He beat... This is, I can't remember. I think it was Flying.
Speaking of fun builds.
Savage, man.
Double hatch before pool.
He's a fun guy. I'm still trying to find out the score.
Against Gateway Opener. Oh, God. Well.
This is okay, though. If he gets gas or an extractor fast, then it's not too bad. But I think he's rushing out his spawner pool, but he definitely needs to get an extractor down fast, because if not, he's going to be on slow Zerglings. Even though there are some Zerg players that do like to play with slow Zerglings. There's the gas. So eventually he'll get speed. It depends on the follow-up from this, because remember, San hasn't even scouted. He has no idea. So he's just going for his Nexus anyway. It depends on when he scouts, how he scouts. Because a lot of Protoss nowadays, they don't scout.
Yeah.
As in, I'm not even 100% sure if this probe's going to go and scout after he builds this pylon. That's how scouting-less Protoss players are.
And San is actually...
Please scout. He's
had a really weird career as of late. He used to be on top of the world a while back, but and when I say a while back, I mean Kaidarian Amulet while back. But he's recently been trying to qualify for WCS Challenger in Europe. Has not been successful across all 4 qualifiers, and recently won, well, not recently, but previously won TESL against Sen 3-2 in the Taiwanese region. So really kind of, he disappeared for a while and just apparently went to win off other things.
That's what players do every now and then. That's what they do. I'm just looking at Challenger League results. San did make his way through into Challenger League for Europe Season 2.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can't remember when.
I mean, it was one of the qualifiers. I'm not sure which day it was. I'll have a look for you. But I remember seeing his name somewhere. It was the 3rd one, maybe.
He played in a few,
yeah, he
but
played
was unsuccessful.
Like he went through Hearthstone Paranoid and ended up qualifying alongside Targa.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that one. All right. I remember that one because I was paying more attention to Targa because he was on stream than San. So, okay then. Missed that one. But aside from that, the Roach Warren's going down here for Mr. Savage across these 3 hatcheries, as he was so greedy. He needs to take precautions.
All right. What I've been told, though, is it should be game 1.
Yeah?
But he doesn't know for sure. That's funny. I'm going to have to ask the players after the next game. A little bit unfortunate not to know that. But we do see a bit of pressure coming in. But with Zergling speed about to finish and double queens there, this won't really do too much here.
No.
You know, he's maybe warping a couple more units to try, but he's already warped in a sentry back at home, and he can recall with these 4 zealots.
Yeah, should be fine, dandy. few roaches on the way out here for Savage as well, just to keep him even more secure back at home. But the Zergling is going to go for the counter. The Overlord actually spotted the Forge at the very, very back there, so knows that there's a potential for those upgrades on the way. Sentry.
Oh, that's like double bad.
An unfortunate little guy.
Yeah, if only he'd like squeezed backwards and not forwards here. Another sentry's coming in to help him. It's got to be very close. Yeah, nice. Well, actually, I say nice.
Wait, how did he get through?
Yeah, there's a little gap there, but if the Zerglings just went one by one, they'd probably just die. But at the same time, we caught the end of that recall as they do manage to come back. But behind this, Tech, Twilight Council. And it is lined up with +2. It is lined up with +2.
Yeah.
And without a robotics facility coming down, the thing is what I think this may be is more so a gateway army to third base. I don't think this is an attack.
No?
I think he may try to throw down the robotics facility soon and try to get Immortals out with this. But what is it? 2 gateways, 4 gateways, 3 gateways, sorry.
I think if he were to try
6.
to go for an attack with his unsuccessful initial push,
I guess it could be.
Would be hard.
Okay, so I changed my mind. I think it will be. I thought his probe count was maybe higher than it was.
So you're thinking +2 blank? Or
I don't know. It's very difficult to call. If he doesn't. Okay, so let's look at both sides. If he goes and expands without robotics facility, how does he deal with Hydra play? Ling Hydra.
Not easily.
If he attacks, then he's attacking. So it looks like he is just going to go for a +2 blink with 6 gateways. 6 is kind of low. Like it's kind of easier when it's higher because you can consistently warp in units.
Well, there's that +2 on the way. Burrow is coming down as well, so I think already Savage knows what's going on. Burrow, if he gets enough units out, can really shut down this kind of play. That being said, though, San is hitting a weird time here, trying to catch his opponent off guard.
Yeah, +2 or blink's not ready.
Yeah.
And the drone counts, you know, only 62. He's got a lot of units. He's got a lot of units here. Savage with Lings going around the back. He's not going to get a counter-attack in, I don't think. There's a Zealot walling that off.
He seems to try.
Unless he can slide his way through.
Can he? Oop.
Oh.
The Robo's going to go down as well.
Robo does come down, but pressure's not going to stop. Not for a while here. He starts up probe production again. I think he's realizing this may be a bit too difficult to break. He sees, you know, all the roaches up there. But then if he doesn't break his opponent here, then he's invested in +2 attack blink. He's going to have to slowly take a third base now.
Yeah, and well, that Burrow finishes up in a second. So, I mean, the Robo facility could just be for an observer, but, I mean, why would he think that it was just going to be kind of a Burrow defense, you know? That would be a bit strange. Pylon's going to go down as well, so he can't actually warp in anything here. Where's the probe? It's not... Oh, no, he saves
I think he's
Pylon.
just going to expand from this.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in a bit of a pickle, as we like to say, because he's tried to go for an attack. He couldn't even go for the attack because he was already shut down with 2 spines on the high ground and a great set of roaches out there. And now if he expands, then he's going to have to try to defend without Colossus or anything, or without Immortals. If he continues the attack, it's going to, you know, get harder and harder because the Zerg army is getting stronger and stronger here. So San's in a bit of a difficult position.
And he's even just freeing up a ton of supply here with 7 Overlords. So quickly moving on up to very, very high amounts of units. Throwing down that Hydralisk Den, which has been spotted by that hallucinated Phoenix. So he knows what he's going to be fighting against, and he's just mixing in Immortal for now as well as armor. He can't go for a third base. It's blocked by a burrowed Ling. Unless
he has an observer there, and he has 1 observer out, but that, unfortunately, is with the army. So even if he wanted to take a third, he's not taking a third anytime soon. The roach count, 27 roaches and 32 lings. He knows that his opponent doesn't have a third base, and he does have a Hydralisk Den down. We're going to see a lot of Hydras made. Watch that production tab.
Yeah, you can make a
Make the Hydras, man. 15.
15. Well, Groove Spines is going down as well. Some Spine Crawlers at the front, but he's just buying time with these Lings, being very, very annoying. Savage here playing nicely, trying to kill off a Pylon, but won't get it in the end. There's a lot of Stalkers out, but against 21 Hydralisks with the already amassed Roaches, I don't think he's going to be breaking this anytime soon.
Yeah, this is this is going to be difficult when the Hydras come in with +1 attack as well. You know, good time warps coming off to section the other areas, but these Hydralisks, are going to do a lot here. These force fields have to be crucially good.
Yeah, although that being said, he throws down a few. Not too bad thus far. It's going to be the force fields that are the initial assault and then followed up by the blink. But with this, there's too good a concave here set up by Savage, and he's just going to go... he's buying time.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised what a prolonged Protoss army can do if the blink macro is good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's nearing in on 200 supply, 190 to 155. It's not the best upgrades for these units. They do have, I mean, they have 2-1, right? 2-1 upgrades on this Protoss army.
Huge army.
And there's a lot of blink here.
If he can save all of them. Whoa, he goes for the offensive blink here into some of the Hydralisks that were kind of cordoned off in comparison to where the Roaches were up to the north, tanking things. And San is actually kind of evening up the supply counts here. Critical mass blink stalker has been achieved. And he's killing a lot of this off.
Yeah, that's what I said. You look at the army and you're like, you know, I shouldn't probably win this off 2 base, right? And you get surprised every time when they do. You know, the upgrades here make a big difference, 2 to 1. But still, off 2 bases. He's pulled the drones now, as well as some Lings and Hydras that come, but with good blink micro.
There's nothing you can do, man. Some of these stalkers have 11 kills. 11 kills, 3, 7, 5, 10. Well, fantastic decision-making by San in the end. Realizing blink stalker, pretty good.
Yeah, that was, you know, it's that kind of loss for any Zerg players, like, you didn't take a third. I stopped the initial attack, and I still couldn't stop you. But yeah, I mean... We don't know the score prior to going into this. That's what I'm going to have to find out now. From either one of these players. I'm going to message San. I'm going to say game score. Because it could be 2-0, it could be 1-1, it could be just 1-0. It could be actually anything. Could be I'm going to try and find out. 1-0. Okay, 1-0. It is officially 1-0.
Yeah, we didn't join halfway through. Awesome. So that means we have a guaranteed 3 series left. And we're going to be following one of these players into the next series as well. Once it concludes, of course. So
the winner of this series will go up against Roro and Hyun.
Yep.
The winner of that will then go on to play Myung-sik in our last game. So sorry about the lack of information on that score, but we do now know it. I was a little bit distracted throughout that game, trying to find out what was going on, but now we do know. And it was the player that told us. So it's 1-0 now for San going up against Savage, who plays, I want to say it. It's Green Wings.
Jin Green Wings?
Jin Air Green Wings. Jin Air Green Wings.
Yeah.
There you go.
They actually, interestingly, I found out yesterday, didn't only invest in StarCraft. They also invested in League of Legends as well.
Jin Air Wings?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember. Their team isn't called Jin Air Wings, though. It's called something else.
The League of Legends team?
Yeah. But it's Jin Air Green something, I don't know, Buccaneers or whatever they are.
Buccaneers.
I don't know what they called it.
The Jin Air League Buccaneers.
All right. Interestingly, San's road throughout the tournament thus far, this tournament at least, has been, all of his wins have been against Zerg. It was Symbol, then Domre Gu, and then he got knocked into the lower bracket by Myung-sik.
Not bad.
2-1. So now we can jump into game 2 to see if Mr. San is able to take yet a 3rd series of a Zergy. As we do have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, currently 1 up, he is San of Azubu. And spawning up to the top right-hand corner, we have Mr. Savage with Diablo lagging. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. That San build, very similar, but different to Stardust's Protoss versus Zerg, which was a +2 attack and +1 armor, blink Immortal timing.
Was that on 3 base?
Yes.
Or like a third
that was
Nexus
the difference. That was the difference.
Yeah.
This was just straight off 2, which limits the resources a little bit and limits the climbing of the army. It's obviously a lot faster and smoother when you're on 3 bases. And it also lasts longer on 3 bases. Unfortunately for Savage, even though he defended at the start really well, I think one of the biggest things that he kind of fell for is that he invested in a lot of Roaches and didn't get +1 attack, and then Burrow, and a lot of Roaches. I think that if he'd made the transition over to Hydras faster, started +1 attack earlier.
Yep.
I changed my ID, that's not me.
That's not you? No, okay.
Yeah, there's always things that you can look at. It was difficult for me to pinpoint exactly what went wrong because I was fiddling around trying to find the score out. But
if you had to change your ID, what would you change it to?
Me?
Yes. If you weren't Apollo, if you were something else, this is a hard question.
Yeah,
I think.
this is impossible.
Actually, yeah. Maybe we come back to it.
I don't know, but we're actually going to have the cannon rush.
Yeah. We'll come back to that.
I actually don't know.
All right, he had to make some room with the third pylon to actually fit a cannon in.
Okay, so I've actually dealt with a lot of cannon rushes recently, and they're really annoying.
Yeah.
And this one is one of the worst. He's trying to get in this right-hand side here. And what's ideally going to happen is that in an ideal world, as the pylon dies, he instantly builds another one.
Yeah, yeah.
He instantly needs to build another one, if he can.
Ooh, he's clicking it. He's clicking it.
Go. Oh, he get it. So now he's in. And now the cannon's going to get surrounded. He needs to build more and more and more.
Is she trying to lock them in? Oh.
It becomes like a race. Okay, one cannon completes. And this, I think, with that one cannon completed, may give the other two a bit of room. It's going to be close. One drone gets pulled off. Really nice to pull one more drone. The other one is cancelled, and the other one is cancelled as well. And now, San says...
Darn.
Well, we're in Germany.
We're in Germany. No, I've...
Oh, Coloris.
Damn it.
Like my mother would say back in the day, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap, Coloris.
Dude, I have to be careful. My mom watches like everything I do.
Coloris' mother may be wanting to wash your mouth out with soap. And now this full extended wall-off comes on, which is very annoying to have to do. He will be okay with it, but failed cannon rushes fail. It was close, though. Was close to happening. Interesting he chose to do that, though.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, really.
Probe caught on the wrong side now as he had to complete the wall off with another pylon.
Poor little fella. And, well, Savage is keeping an eye on all of this happening at the front. Sees the cancellation of the pylon and completes the wall off with the Cybernetics core. So, good little move. But he did invest a lot on the other side.
He's trying to squeeze through. Oh, nice pylon block. Yeah, he did invest a lot on the other side, which kind of slowed him down a little bit, but
yeah,
I mean, that's what it is. In StarCraft, you invest in something, it doesn't work, you lose the investment. It's like kind of real life. It's like playing StarCraft's like being a stock broker. Is it stock broker?
Yeah, sure.
That's what StarCraft's like.
I thought you were going to go to playing StarCraft is like real life playing StarCraft or something, but it's just like
kinda.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
To be the updater for the world of games going on right now.
The world of games.
More specifically, this qualifier. Hyun beat Burrow 2-1.
Ooh.
So
see, this is why I wanted to see the ZVZ.
That would have been a great Zerg versus Zerg. So with that win, that pushes Hyun to play the winner of this series, which will then go on to play against Myung-sik for the final slot to go to China.
It'd be funny if San ends up winning this series, then beats Hyun, and then he's like, yeah, I've won all my PVZs, and then has to play Myung-sik again, then loses him again. Little sad tale there for San if he gets that far, but in game number 2, Mr. Savage, he's not doing too bad for himself.
Yeah, not doing too bad for himself, and in this game, not either. With the great cannon rush, and now he's gone for quite a fast layer, he should be aiming towards Hydralisk quite fast. Should be. Obviously, it can filter around to what he scouts here because he is sending in both overlords, looking for the robotics facility, Twilight Council, or something. So upon seeing the robotics facility, his plan from Hydras may change to Mutalisks. Because now he knows upon seeing that, well, that's not a Stargate. And that's not Blink either. But, you know, Mutalisk play is a little bit scary until you build up the right amount, so he may stick to the plan, which is Hydralisks. It's up to him now as this layer completes, though.
Was not expecting a warp prism. Do you think he's going to try and drop on in the main and go for the ramp block?
What's he got? He's got 1 sentry out at the moment, 2. How many gateways?
I think he's doing it.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's, what else can it be? He should be blocking and then going straight into... the warp prism was not spotted, I don't think.
Don't think so.
I think it just squeezed out. I think it just was not spotted. But yeah, he should be looking to cut off the wall or the ramp and then walk in from there. He's got +1 attack and then followed up with an Immortal play. But what was it? Where is the Hydra Den or the Spire? It's just roach speed.
This is going to be
It's
difficult.
neither. It's just roach speed. Wow. Okay.
He's swapping in Zealots as well. This is interesting. He's actually not going for the block on the natural here, on the main natural. So Speedy Gonzalez, along with all of these units on the ground, is now moving into third base. And this is going to be annoying.
Yeah, it depends on where the roaches pop from. There's one on the third. There's already 4 coming in. Ideally, he wants to kill the hatchery, but I don't think he can.
No.
And recall isn't ready either. It's 10 energy away. These zealots are going to get slaughtered.
Yeah, this has just not gone well so far. How many workers has he killed? He's killed like 2 during this, but the zealots get completely kited around, trying to find another drone. They do get 1. San, you have to go elsewhere, my friend. I think that the attempt to try and block the main would have been better, but that did not go well.
And the Immortal ends the second push, but ideally you want to be able to do damage with the first one. To slow your opponent down to make sure the second attack is stronger. But he's trying to get towards the ramp now.
Yeah.
But I guess he could do a bit of damage here.
Well, he's going to try and warp in. He realized that all the roaches were over the other side of the map with his mothership core, so why not try and go for this? Force the cancellation on a macro hatch, and the Immortals actually should be able to hold off the roaches at the front. So if he continues walling this off, he could actually do the damage he needs to.
It'd be so fun if he was able to get this win. He may be able to do it, though.
Yeah, I think he could.
I mean, he's got to protect the sentries. Okay, so he can just continue to warp in, but he has to make sure he drops the sentries to get another force field off. He can't just let them in. Okay, there it is. And behind this with, I think, 4 Immortals and a 5th one on the way?
He could certainly do this. There's not really that many roaches out on the high ground. He's trying to make a few units where he can, but look how many are trying to get up. They can't.
He needs to force field again, though.
Ooh, it's going to be close.
There it is. Nice.
I think he needs
good
more
play.
sentries.
And behind this, there's so many Immortals, and he's got a lot of sentries being built at home too, that they can, regenerate their energy.
Wow.
And he's coming out.
A 5th Immortal.
Yeah, 5 Immortals. The only thing that would not work for him is if he gets surrounded in open area, in a tight area where force fields can be great. That's where his best shot's going to be. And I think Savage kind of realizes that. He's already gone out to meet this army in the middle. And actually, he... Oh, you got to head up for the probe.
Force fields, run away! Oh, okay.
He's trying to find it. He's like, where is the army gone?
Where did you sneaky get that little thing go? The layer does go down, so that limits a lot of his production. Right now, these Immortals. He goes for the engagement. He throws up the Guardian shield.
There's a lot of roaches here in the open area. In open area.
What in the... Well, there you go.
He knew. I'm looking at the fight now, and all the Immortals are still alive. Open air is the best place to take the fight, and he was like, my base is gone, my lair is gone, these Immortals are there. It was the best chance for him to take that fight, but...
Imagine if he'd done the sentry drop in the main before doing all of the weirdness at the third. I think he would have been in such an amazing position.
Yeah.
But
it's a little bit unfortunate. It's funny, isn't it? Because initially he stopped it, but then he didn't stop the warp prism in the main, and then all things just changed because he looked like he was in good shape. Looks like he was in good shape, but he's able to pick up that win there and goes 2-0 and moves on now to play against Hyun.
Yes.
Which is going to be another Zerg potentially to be slayed. He's already killed many. Let's see if he can do that one. And then, of course, going over to the final game of the day against Myungsik.
We didn't see the previous San series against Domregu and Symbol, but I'm only imagining that it was a lot of aggression on 2-base and things like that from San. I don't think we'll have seen the big macro games coming out of San here. So Hyun's got to be very, very careful in this next series, as San's shown some very, very good tendencies for this aggression.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. So when we are back after this commercial break, we shall have San versus Hyun to determine who plays against Myungsik for that final spot at IEM Shanghai.